here from Portfolio Oomph with our Employability and Transferable Skills series. Today we're looking at reflecting critically, something that is a really essential aspect of the art and design process, the creative process. It's something that students will be doing certainly at school. The kind of evaluation part of any exams, the higher or the advanced higher, or I would imagine in the A level as well, is looking at evaluating your work at the end of a project. But really critically reflecting on your work should be happening throughout the whole process, from the very start to the very ending. And why is this? I suppose because each section that you're working on in your sketchbooks is you're needing to take action on whether what you're doing is fitting with the brief, whether what you're doing is successful in relation to what you're aiming to achieve. And if you don't reflect critically throughout the whole process, you might find yourself taking detours or working towards an ending that actually isn't really what the client specified. So yeah, thinking about asking yourself probing questions, deeper questions about, what is it you're aiming to achieve with your work? What are the materials? What you're aiming to do with the materials? Is it effective for the way, the kind of brief or the ideas that you're working on? Are the materials the, most appropriate materials for what it is you're doing? And there's all kinds of ways that you can reflect critically on your work. And I think it's something that often, as I say, does get done at the end of a project, which can be useful. But it's basically should be a running commentary in your sketchbooks. It can be, an essay at the end for exam purposes, but really what the colleges are looking for in your sketchbooks and in the research and the development part of your application is that you are showing them evidence of this reflective, critical thinking. So it can take the form of annotations next to experiments you're doing in your sketchbook. It can be, bigger pieces of work that have, aspects where you can clearly see the process going from one test to another test to something a little bit more refined. They can see the process of your critical thinking in your sketchbooks. So that's why it is really important to demonstrate this. Okay, so we'll catch you again tomorrow. We've got 2 more left in this series of 15, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.